Good morning and welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. I'm joined today by the wonderful Sarah Fletcher from Mushroom Souffle, all things online social media. Sarah also coaches and mentors business leaders and their teams, and she does a whole raft of wonderful stuff. But today specifically, we're going to talk about unwanted behaviour on social media. And I'm going to drill it down to LinkedIn, because some people, or most people, I think rightly believe that LinkedIn is kind of for professional people and that you don't get any odd behavior on LinkedIn. But I recently found out that's the case. And over to Sarah to how do we deal with that?
It honestly depends on obviously what the strange behavior is and where it's coming from.
Okay.
So
I mean, I'm talking about getting people want to connect with me, and then it sort of all go. I say, yeah, thanks for connecting. That's really great. And what do you do? And then it all goes like, can I WhatsApp you? And gets really weird.
It just drives me nuts. It really does. So ultimately, yes, LinkedIn is a professional network, but this happens across all of the social media networks. But it's just people being inappropriate. Now, I don't know about you. If someone, like it was someone, like, I don't know, introduces themselves, makes normal, although define normal, I get that, conversation to get to know someone. But to jump straight in and start being sleazy and creepy and give me your number so I can WhatsApp you. Inappropriate, just so inappropriate.
I mean, I know a lot of people don't like people connecting with them just to do the hard sell, but I would rather that than have some of these weird people contacting me.
And I'm not okay with it. And the way I see this as, would you put up with that behavior if you met someone in public? So someone literally just introduced themselves, or they've walked past and they slide in for a little shoulder rub, or I don't know, want to touch your knee or say inappropriate things. You are likely to tell them then and there to move along. Very, very smartish. Online, exactly the same.
But why is it online? I mean, I said to you that I have this kind of politeness issue. And I mean, if I was down the pub and some random man came and sat next to me and asked for my number so that he could WhatsApp me, I wouldn't think twice about saying, see you later. But there's something about being polite on the whole social network thing that kind of makes me think, should I, shouldn't I?
This is because you're normal.
Okay, that's good.
I think it is. And I think for those of us who are there for business, we are in the mindset of, well, I'm here for business. So therefore, I'm very much like you. If someone's in front of me and I want them to back off, I'm not backwards and coming forwards. And I can be very straight talking when I need to be. But suddenly, in that kind of more professional environment, you do think twice about, well, how should I behave here? And I'm like, this is the point where you can tell them to just jog on, because they are not being polite. So whilst we're having our polite triggers hit and go, oh, should we? They haven't thought twice about how they've behaved and how they're making you feel with your messages.
That's very true, actually. And it's funny because we were saying earlier that it's not just women that are approached in an inappropriate way on LinkedIn. It's men as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess people are just more used to women being inappropriately approached than the other way around, which is maybe why you don't hear much about it, because I would imagine some men would just block and move on and not even talk about it. But it could be because it doesn't happen to them as often. Whereas when it's like this constant barrage, you could just get so bored of it. But I'm all up for boundaries.
Yeah.
Email them back, message them back, tell them this is not appropriate, and you are removing them, blocking them. If they, depending on obviously the level of inappropriateness, report them to LinkedIn.
So at what point do you think that level kicks in?
I think if someone has said, I'd like to message you offline. Can we go onto WhatsApp? I would literally be like, you're a freak, goodbye, and I would just block them.
Yeah.
However, if there's like sexual suggestions coming in, some kind of, I don't know, verbal abuse on any level that you want it to be, I would report them. Absolutely, straight off, because you won't be the only person they're doing it to. So at what point, you know, do you want to subject other people to this instance, this occurrence as well? Personally, no. So it's for me, I guess there is levels. If someone's just pushing their luck a bit and it's just been, can I message you? No, you're weirdo.
I love that.
Never.
What about on other social media sites, things like Facebook? And I mean, we talked about Twitter. I don't do Twitter. I don't like it. But do you think there should be any less boundaries on those sites?
No, don't have any boundaries. Bear in mind that when you open your phone and go onto social media, you are essentially inviting all those hundreds of people into your house.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you not have boundaries? You have boundaries when you're out in the street. Why would you not have those at home? Because all of this affects how you feel,
yes,
you think, and if you don't have boundaries, it will literally take over your mind.
That is a really, really good way of looking at it, actually, because I had some messages on Facebook from somebody with a bit of an axe to grind. And, you know, it made me feel like crap. I've got over it now because I'm not going to let them like walk around in my head when I've got better things to do. But initially, when I first read those messages, it really did. It hurt. It made me feel awful.
And I can guarantee that person behaved like that and said those things because they felt perfectly safe behind a screen.
Yes, because there was no real name mentioned.
They would never have said that to you face to face.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And
so
this
really
is,
then, when you're dealing with social media, it's about boundaries. It's about not accepting any behavior that you wouldn't accept if you were face to face with the individual.
Absolutely.
And I'm guessing that also applies when we're posting and when we're approaching people.
Yep. If you wouldn't say something, I don't know, to your nan, to your mum, or to someone face to face, then don't post it.
That's brilliant.
It's everyone makes a choice every day not to be an arsehole. It's that simple, right?
That's very true, actually. That is very true. I like that. Listen, Sarah, thank you so much. It was great just to chat for a few minutes. And as I say, just bring it all down to basics. So, and reiterate again, the moral of this story for Wellbeing Wednesday is don't put anything out there on social media that you wouldn't be prepared to say. And don't accept any connection requests or messages from people that cross your boundaries, and make sure you hold your boundaries firm across all platforms. Sarah, thank you so much. And if anybody needs any advice on social media, any coaching, any mentoring, that is the lady to go to. Take care. Have a good day.
See you.